Daniel's not one to be described in a few words, right?
I'm going to make sure I use words that we can use on camera.
He's like a piece of chocolate. He's hard chocolate on the outside, but he's, mushy on the inside.
Danny has a very quiet impact. I mean, people will laugh when they hear the word quiet impact and Danny Passacantilli in the same sentence, but it truly is.
Daniel's an acquired taste, but Daniel's got the biggest heart in the world.
Heart of gold in 45 font.
Resilient, gritty, and big-hearted.
He's very caring, loving, and respectful.
Joyous, caring, and kind. Generous. That's more than 3 words, but...
Italian-American original. They broke the mold with this one.
Daniel's one of the best friends I've ever known, and I can't describe him in a few words. He's just so much more.
I think the North End defines a lot about me, both personally and professionally. There was always a focus for our entire family on education. I had a grandfather who went to law school in 1948, which was very rare for Italians. And I had another grandfather who owned and operated a restaurant.
Every day, from the time he was able to walk, he would walk up and down the restaurant. And when he got old enough, he started working there. He learned the business part of it. Daniel struggled academically, but you could see he had this ambition to do well.
My unique academic circumstances drew my parents to Malden Catholic.
What can I say about Malden Catholic? The day he walked in there, that was it. Fell in love with the school.
Malden Catholic was emblematic of the way I was raised, coming from a tight-knit Italian enclave and then being able to go to Malden Catholic and get the same support in both an academic, athletic, and social setting certainly formed who I am today.
People come here and their families come here for generations because we recognize that this place is something special.
And it was a place where everybody will always know your name. You could always come home to 99 Crystal Street.
I like to think of it as Hanover Street meets Crystal Street. He brought big personality to the school.
I found Dan to be a really happy kid. There's a lot of joy, mischievous. My grandmother used to use this expression for kids like him. He was a Ruffiana.
This was detention, and I'd be going there right around now.
Yes, he was fresh, but fresh in a good way. We saw in him a family-oriented young man who quickly became acclimated to the Malden Catholic school community, and we loved him for that.
And Miss Lee also has a few strands of gray hair.
Gray hair,
because of him.
She was a fabulous teacher, and I've always remained friends with her, and she does remind me that she was the one who threw me out of Malden Catholic before I even started.
He came to summer school the summer before his freshman year, and Dan being Dan, he got tossed. And I think from that point on, he understood that we weren't necessarily playing games.
Daniel was very popular among the teachers in the school and among the brothers in the school, right? And it was more so because he took the time to talk to them and let them get to know him.
He always was the best dressed teacher we always had. It took an Italian guy to come put a little flair into this place, you know what I mean?
So my affinity toward Dan was, I loved students that were cocky, that they had a little chip on their shoulder, because you could have a good relationship with those guys. You could banter back and forth with them.
It's the people who held him to account, made him toe the line, expelled him from summer school. We're the people that he still clings to even now.
But I think that's what makes a guy like Dan Passacantilli want to give back to Malden Catholic, because he was one of the kids that got help and just believes in giving back.
He just advocates for them all the time. And his biggest angel was Brother Sullivan.
Brother Sullivan was probably one of the most impactful individuals that came across his life.
That relationship led to a friendship later in my life where he continued to be a mentor to me even after I left Malden Catholic. When I see these young men and women walking through the school now and they want to take advantage of maybe getting some pearls from someone who's been there before or walked in their shoes, I'm happy to try to be as helpful as I can. I'm just passing it forward to the next generation. And I hope those guys become mentors to the young men and women that are at Malden Catholic today.
Part of Danny's secret sauce and one of his superpowers is helping others.
Daniel's always very driven to me. He's very loyal, always looking to help the people around him, be better, do better. and get better no matter what area that is.
He tends to go more beyond in everything that he does, in whatever way he's doing, whether it's a scholarship, whether he's encouraging others, or whether it's anticipating a need that someone might have.
If he hears a student is struggling and can't buy lunch in the cafeteria, I've heard Dan on the phone many times say, load up this kid's account for the rest of the semester. I want to make sure he's taken care of, and don't tell him it was me.
These are things
See,
we don't.
we don't even know these things. I'm sure he's done many things that he doesn't come back and tell us.
Danny is very invested in the future of that school, and he's very invested in the future of, more importantly, the children that get the opportunity to go there.
Malden Catholic is such a special place for what it's done for Dan, for people like me, to say, you know, we care about you, we love you, and we're going to see you succeed. And that's what Malden Catholic is, and that's what Dan Passacantilli took from it, and now is able to give back to it.
Our school motto is plus ultra, more beyond, and I believe that Daniel is a prime example of a student who is more beyond, with respect to his family, his business, his community, Malden Catholic, the faculty, the Alumni Association.
He's more beyond my expectations of what he was going to achieve.
Yeah, I would have to say the same thing.
Dan is energizing younger alums like myself.
He will always make certain that Malden Catholic is a priority. He will make certain that he will provide opportunity to children who want to go to Malden Catholic, and there is no doubt in my mind he will be loyal to Malden Catholic for the rest of his life.
Daniel, I love you very much, and no one deserves this more than you. If anybody ever emulated the Plus Ultra slogan, it would be you.
I love you, I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you're being recognized by our alma mater, and I can't thank you enough for everything you do for our alma mater, but also for what you do for me as your friend.
Danny, I know how much this honor means to you. Just take it in, brother.
Congratulations, Dan. I hope when you look back 20, 30, 40 years from now, you'll still remember us and still love us as much as we love you.
I loved him as a kid, and I love him as a young man.
He serves, I think he leads, and I think he excels in everything that he does. He has a special place in the heart of Malden Catholic.